Okay, one of the other methods the man Creek used to hold some of its aging cars together was using metal rods. They were probably rods threaded with nuts on the end and big washers that they'd tighten up to pull the car back in shape. And what I use is, I'm just going to use some of the 20,000s steel wire. I like using the steel wire because if the paint chips off or the weathering, you won't see this glaring brass color. Now obviously you could use brass if you wanted to, but I'm going to go with the steel wire. And I'll put some rods to this door to show you how I do that. And it's just a simple popsicle stick here. I cut the end square. I'm just going to make a what I call a story stick, I guess. I just take and hold it on the door, make a mark how long I want the wire to be, and what I'm doing with this is I'm actually making the wire, this would be where I cut it off at, go about halfway, but from about the middle of this board to about the middle of this board. We'll just get them close, so they don't have to be exact. And I'll use this thing as a handle, kinda, and I'll take the piece of wire, I just slide it up to that line there, and hold it with my thumb. Of course, I'm going to get some safety glasses on here. And I turn on my Dremel, and I'm going to cut it right at the edge here. I'll go ahead and make a few of these. Okay, I made a total of 8 there, so I can do both doors. Obviously, you don't have to do these. The doors optional. Just wherever you might want to rod it. I'm just going to kind of show you how I do it here. Then I'm going to take these things and I'm going to just square them off really quick on the ends here. And the way I do that is just run the grinder. Just get the end of each one real quick. Okay, I've got all these rods all squared off. Now I've got 8 of them here, and then what I'm going to do is get this little kind of handmade trough I made long ago for blackening, using chemical blackener on long parts, but I'm just going to tip it up on the end here so that I just have a little pool on the bottom. I'm just going to use some of the black in it, and just pour a tiny bit in here. We don't need much. Spilled some. And I'm just going to throw these pieces in there. Make sure they're down in the liquid there. And it doesn't take long for them to start to react. Put the cap on this and set it aside. Well, those are blackening. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill the holes for the rods, and I'm just going to grab about a 20,000ths drill bit here. Actually, I'm going to use go a little bigger. I'm going to use a 25,000ths drill bit. Actually, it'll be a little big for the rods, but I'll show you why here in a minute. So I'm just using this Dremel here. It actually drills a little too fast, but it's kind of convenient because it's cordless. I don't have to switch out my Motoflex. And so what I'm going to do is these rods are right in the corner here, and so I'm just going to drill a hole all the way through. Oops. just going to do one right now, and I'll do the rest in a minute. And what you do is I'm going to take one of these rods. It's already actually pretty dark. I'm just going to wipe off the blackener on it so it stops blackening. And I'll do the rest later. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this rod and stick it in that hole. It'll slide pretty easy. I'm going to go about halfway in there. I'm not going to put any glue on it because it's going to leave a slight dimple there, and what we're going to, or a slight depression in there. So what we're going to use is that hole to stick a nut bolt washer casting in there, and that'll hold that rod in there. Now obviously we can't put one on the top because there's going to be a hinge there. So and we can back this out a little bit here, and while it's in there, you can take a little bit of glue. A toothpick, and we'll just put a touch of glue on the end there. So I'll just put a little teeny drop of glue on the end of that. That same gel control, I pretty much use it for everything. So there, now I'll go and do that for all those, and we'll have that that rod up the side of the car. Now the blackener is just a base. I'm actually going to go and I'll paint some rust on there, but again, like I said, it's just there so that if there's a scratch, it's just a dark metal color. It's not glaring gold brass. So I'll finish that up and come back.